Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
A lot happening around the NFL, including what has been going on at Florham Park, the training camp site of the New York Jets, also just their training facility in general. Now, you look at what the Jets have done this offseason, and I've argued this before. I think they are the most improved team in the NFL. Now, it's not saying much when you win 2 games, but when you go from Adam Gase to Robert Saleh, you're automatically a better football team. Then when you factor in the improvements the Jets made in the trenches on the offensive line, the defensive line, and the skill position players, I don't know how we could sit here and not talk about just how much better the Jets should be as a team. And I was thinking a lot about this as a fan of the Jets. I would argue the Jets are in their best spot as a franchise since 2011, since they went to back-to-back AFC Championship games with a second-year quarterback and a second-year head coach in Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan. And I say that because I look at what the Jets now have for a guy like Zach Wilson, and they are putting him in a position to have success. And you have not been able to say that about any of the other quarterbacks the Jets have had since that 2010 season. Like Sam Darnold, there was so much excitement for what he could be, but he had nothing around him, and ultimately it didn't work out. And they gave him Adam Gase and Todd Bowles as his 2 head coaches. Like Robert Saleh is a breath of fresh air. Like the New York media doesn't know how to handle Robert Saleh because he's just so positive, so well-spoken. They're not going to be able to play gotcha games with him. We'll talk about Zach Wilson, the birthday boy, in just a moment. But I thought this was great from Robert Saleh. So you look at the Jets, right? And they made the Jamal Adams trade a year ago. And that was a sign that they're rebuilding. They're going to try and do it the right way with Joe Douglas at the helm. The Jets draft in 2020 was a success because they got Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims, Ashton Davis. But specifically, Mekhi Becton looks like he could be an all-pro caliber left tackle. Now you fast forward to the 2021 draft. And every draft pundit you talk to says the Jets had one of the best drafts out of any team. The Jets' 2021 draft has a chance to maybe be the team's best draft ever if Wilson's really good, if Wilson's a franchise quarterback. But certainly, if you look at some of the other players they took, the Jets' 2021 draft is likely going to be their best draft since 2006, when they had 2 guys that are borderline Hall of Fame players, and Nick Mangold and Jabrikashaw Ferguson, anchoring that offensive line. I mean, you start the draft off, you take Zach Wilson, number 2, but then to use the draft capital you had from Seattle and the Jamal Adams trade to move up from number 23 all the way up to 14 to get Elijah Vera Tucker, the best guard in this draft at a USC. Your line is now set with Becton and Vera Tucker. Then you go out there and you have the second pick of the second round, so 34th overall, and you take Elijah Moore, a guy that the Jets had as their 16th best player on their big board, and they got him at 34. And you watch highlights of Moore, and you kind of read through the tea leaves, like what Odell Beckham Jr. said about Moore, how Moore is so far ahead of where he was when he was a rookie. And if you remember, Odell was incredible in the 12 games he played as a rookie with the Giants in 2014. Best player on the field for the Giants by far. I think we're getting that with Elijah Moore. His route running, his ability to make plays over the middle, on the outside, his speed. He's everything you want, and the guy's a rookie. And he wears number 8, which is just fantastic to see a receiver have that number and make plays. So the Jets draft in 2021, if Wilson's good, and I know ABT and Moore are going to be good, and usually I'm pretty pessimistic about Jets drafts because they've been so bad, but those 2 guys are going to be studs. You could already see. You could hear what veterans on the team have said about those guys. You just know. And I mentioned Robert Saleh. I thought this was great yesterday. So Robert Saleh, what if I told you the Jets in the draft would come away with Elijah Vera Tucker, Elijah Moore, and running back Michael Carter, who many thought was a second-round pick, third-round pick. You'd get him in the 4th round. What if I told you you'd get all 3 of those guys to start your 2021 NFL draft?
I think it's documented. We're all pretty darn excited when he dropped, because he was a serious conversation at 23 if he had gotten there, and obviously we moved up to go get Vera Tucker. So if you would have said that we would have came away with those three plus Michael Carter in the fourth round, I would have asked you what you're smoking. So,
I mean, you getting that from Adam Gase? That answer? No shot. I'm so excited about Moore, man. I mean, nothing gets me more excited than a training camp highlight. The bomb that Wilson threw to Moore the other day at practice. It's great stuff. It really is. I think Elijah Moore is going to be the player in this year's draft that people are just like scratching their head how the heck this guy fell to the second round. I mean, he was a beast in college. Mel Kiper had him as his 16th best player. And there he is for the Jets at pick 34. The Jets thought when they moved up from 23 to go get Vera Tucker, that ruled out Moore. And for him to still be there at the end. I mean, this would be like when the Eagles took Jalen Reagor over taking, Justin Jefferson. Like the Giants took Kadarius Toney out of Florida. They could add Elijah Moore. The Jaguars took a running back and Travis Etienne. They could add Elijah Moore. Moore's a beast, man. I can't wait. This was Zach Wilson, the birthday boy of yesterday, on the connection he has with the Jets' number 8 wide receiver.
Part of it is just him kind of being in the right spot. Right now, the stage that I'm at, as far as processing goes, is I'm not really to the point of, where's Elijah, where's Corey, where's Keelan, where's so-and-so to find guys, but I'm necessarily just like, what's my read on this play? Where's my 1, 2, 3? And Elijah's just taking advantage of winning on his routes and getting open, and that's why we're finding each other. And he's been doing a good job of just when he knows what is going on, he's hard to stop for sure.
He's hard to stop. He looks every bit like the player that Ole Miss fans were going goo goo gaga for 3 years. He's a beast. So you add him to an offense that already has now Corey Davis, Jamison Crowder, Denzel Mims, Keelan Cole, Braxton Berrios. I mean, Zach Wilson's being put in a position to have success. If he's bad on his own, not because the Jets didn't help him. He's got 3 guys in that offensive line that are Pro Bowl caliber. Right side, you got Morgan Moses. Left side, you got Mekhi Becton. Left guard, you have Vera Tucker. This is the best that I think the Jet fan has felt about their team since going into the 2011 season. Because in 2015, the last time the Jets had a decent year, they won 10 games. I mean, that was fool's gold. It came out of nowhere. Fitz came in, was the quarterback after Geno got punched out. Go back over the last decade of Jets football. They haven't made the playoffs. They've had 1 year where they've had a winning record. There were a couple 8-8s mixed in there. Ugh. And the 8-8 they had in 2011, they were 8-5 and lost the last 3 games. Still pains me to this day. So it's been bad for a long time. But I'm just telling you, a lot of people nationally don't realize just how improved the Jets are. I think people are starting to notice. Pro Football Focus yesterday goes, is this Robert Saleh's best defensive line he's ever had? That's another thing. All the talk is going to be about Zach Wilson. The Jets got some real dudes up front. Obviously, if you're a football fan, you know about Quinnen Williams. But you add Quinnen Williams with Carl Lawson, who has just been unblockable based on all the reports at camp. Lawson, who I believe was 4th in pressure rate last year, now in a scheme that allows him to just go out there and ball. You got him and Quinnen Williams. John Franklin Myers has flashed. Sheldon Rankins is a really good player. They signed him away from the Saints. Vinny Curry is a good player. He'll be back at some point soon. And even guys that no one's heard of, like Bryce Huff and, for Runzo, Fodakowski, like they have decent players, man. If C.J. Mosley's good, comes back and is the old C.J. Mosley, this is the most improved team in the NFL. I will take what the Jets have for Zach Wilson over what the Jaguars have for Trevor Lawrence. I think Lawrence is going to be very good. I also think Wilson's going to be good. I can't wait. And finally, because let me tell you, the Jet fan deserves this. They have watched garbage football for far too long. I say we because I'm right there with every one of them. I had to watch Adam Gase for 2 years coach this team after Todd Bowles. And I made the mistake of saying, well, there's no way Gase could be worse than Bowles. Oh, was I wrong? Oh, was I wrong? But as far as the 2021 Jets, the year is all about really 2 things. One, is Robert Saleh the right coach? Are guys getting better throughout the year? Are young players getting better? Like the Giants started 1-7 last year. most Giant fans felt good about Joe Judge. Why is that? Because you saw improvement. You saw young guys getting better. The Giants were competitive. They were not getting blown out. And then they got better as the year went on and won games. Can the Jets do that this year? And then the other main thing for the 2021 Jets is this. Is Zach Wilson your guy? And you're not going to know for sure after 1 year. But is he getting better as the year goes on? Is he learning from the mistakes that are going to happen when you're a rookie quarterback? Is he staying healthy, making the flash plays downfield? Is he a good leader? Do his teammates like him? Like, you want to see Zach Wilson play well and come away from this year being like, yep, now with another year of seasoning, another offseason, another draft. Mind you, the Jets have 11 picks next draft. 2 ones again, oh, by the way. And a 2. Thank you, Sam Darnold. Next time there's a disgruntled star on the market, Jets could trade for that guy. Oh, they want to move up again in the draft next year to, get a stud right guard a year from now. Or an elite corner to maximize this defense. You have the draft capital to do it. So this is just the beginning. But at least you feel like there's a real just plan in place. But at the end of the day, it's about Saleh and Wilson. Those are the 2 most important pieces right now in this organization. Zach Wilson spoke yesterday. We played you the cut about him talking about Elijah Moore. This was Zach Wilson on his progress so far in training camp.
Always from an offensive standpoint, it's always going to be a little farther behind than the defense. And that's just because of install and how much information there is. But you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel as far as just how things are going. And, we got to increase with our energy in practice, I would say, and fly around a little bit more. But I would say, from yesterday to today, I would say there's, more improvement. I was happy with today and just feeling how I was getting through my reads, finding guys, and then just the receivers, O-line, understanding what we're trying to accomplish in situations, different things like that. I feel like we're doing a good job and we're getting there, but it's a process and it's going to take time.
You know what's interesting about Zach Wilson? So yesterday was his birthday. So was Tom Brady's birthday. And oh, by the way, friend of the show, Martha Stewart's birthday as well. Think about that. What a trio of legends all having the same birthday. Martha Stewart, Tom Brady, and Zach Wilson. If you combine all 3 of their accomplishments, football-wise, that's 7 Super Bowls, 3 MVPs, just incredible stuff. But anyhow, I hear that cut from Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson sounds like Tom Brady, doesn't he? He sounds like a young Tom Brady. He's got the cadence of Brady. Your Daniel Jones kind of sounds like a carbon copy of like Eli Manning. Zach Wilson kind of sounds like Tom Brady. I'm just throwing that out there. Be nice. I'll tell you what, if Zach Wilson wins half the amount of Super Bowls Tom Brady has won, I will be very happy as a Jet fan. I'm asking for 1 before I die. If he wants to be half the player that Tom is, just like he's half the age that Tom is right now, sign me up. I'll certainly take that. 800-224-2004. Real quick on YouTube, I see Alex has written in, more pressure on Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson? It's got to be Lawrence, right? I mean, Lawrence is the generational prospect. He's the best since Elway, the best since Peyton Manning. I don't think it's close. Way more pressures on Trevor Lawrence. Obviously Wilson plays in New York, and Jet fans are passionate, and the New York media will eat him alive if he's bad. And I know Jacksonville's certainly not New York. But Trevor Lawrence has way more on his plate than Zach Wilson. There's no doubt. On Twitter, at Jake Asman is where you can find me. Follow me there. Jet fans, what's your expectation level for the season? Do you feel as good as I do about where this team is going forward? You also can call in on the phones, 800-224-2004. Quick break, and we wrap up hour 1 of 2. This is the Jake Asman Show, live on a Wednesday morning, coast to coast on radio stations throughout the country on Sports Map Radio.
The Jake Asman Show.
Watching the Astros, it's still worth watching.